Hello YouTube, this is Blue Cat with that playthrough of Final Fantasy Type 0 that I was talking about. This is around the second chapter's end, I believe. I've played this mission a few times, haven't successfully completed it yet. It's kind of difficult, if I'm being honest, but this character right here is Jack. All of the Class 0 members are named after cards, which I think is a little funny, considering the 4 nations, 4 suits, but then all of the cadets, as far as I know, are located in the Rubrum Dominion, so it may not actually correlate like that, and may have more to do with Ace's ability to throw cards. But anyways, this character right here, Jack, uses a katana. He sort of moves slowly while he has it out. You can put the katana back in your inventory to move faster, but he strikes really strong, and his block and reflex, or I mean his dodge and reflex abilities allow you to quickly get in hits, which is pretty cool. Personally, he's probably my favorite one to play as right now. I also like King a whole lot. He uses 2 revolvers that have 12 bullets and hit pretty hard. So as you see in the last I'm moving over a typical older Final Fantasy overworld style map, and it's a blank field and you come across random encounters, and then say you beat an encounter, sometimes you're able to fight another wave with higher difficulties, and it gets up to I think even level 40 mobs right now, which is pretty high and will be a challenge. I'll try and what that's like. To do it. But okay. Fuck you. Fuck you. Ugh. Also sort of like how they're old school monsters. Oh. Yeah, that just step ability he has is so cool. Reminds me of Bleach, the Shin Step or whatever, the instant 1,000-foot step. Makes me feel like a badass to do it. He really does feel like how a samurai, I'd imagine, would feel, even though he isn't wearing the wooden armor. He moves almost as if he were only being able to do those like quick shuffle step dodges. And every character sort of dodges differently. I don't think anyone dodges more or less the same. And what I'm doing there at the end is harvesting Phantoma. It lets you create and upgrade spells. Haven't yet. Ooh, and here we go. This is what the level 30 ones are like. Let's see. I just lost a lot of people. Okay, I'm gonna try and show you King. I like him. See, they're like, those Babambas or Bombas are just dodging these shots. Ah, fuck. Not the best player at this, honestly. Rim's sort of cool. Reminds me of what is the girl from Soul Calibur? No. Anyways, really quick dodging. Still not that good. And when I'm saying not that good, I'm definitely referring to me. Haven't played her a whole lot. Well, I'll do it just to, because they'll probably take my entire party to do. Yeah. Wow, I'm bad. Cater has this like rapid fire magic pistol, which is pretty darn cool. And I didn't do it. But as you saw there, level 31, fairly low level. Okay, I'm just sort of making excuses. 9's a good one. Sort of a quicker feeling Jack. And I replaced the wrong ability on this dude. Oh! I'm just gonna get her out of the way. Queen is not one of my favorite. That attack animation to me feels awkward, and it sort of pulls you directly into them. Same with 7, honestly. Though I may end up enjoying 7 a whole lot more than I currently do, because as you see, it was kind of cool animations going on. Very interesting, definitely reminiscent of Ivy from Soul Calibur. A lot of these characters do feel like fighting game characters, which I have enjoyed. They have a lot of personality, and their weapons sort of show that as well. And Machina and Rim specifically, I feel the plot involves very heavily. I don't feel like Ace yet is a strong protagonist. I do like him a lot more than I thought I would, because he was a relatively weak seeming protagonist from early art, and the case even. He doesn't look like a character that I particularly would like to play. But just after playing 7, then I think I'm going to make her the first person I have out, because I really do enjoy her whole thing. And I mean, she's just an interesting character. Or a Soul Calibur 2, Soul Calibur 3, all that Ivy fan service character to some extent. I do not understand what is going on right now. Oh, we're invincible. That is bizarre. Ooh, okay. I see things going bad in a second. Unfortunately, she's not quite as sexualized as Ivy. But that is probably one of the better things about Type 0 is that they don't really make any of the characters all that suggestive so far, which is pretty impressive considering they're all school girls and school boys, which is a typical thing to do that with. In most Eastern media games, even American media games.
Forget about me.
Well, that was bizarre. Oh, I guess I have to switch. Fuck it. I'll level you up. No. Yeah, I'm not leveling you up. after a little bit more grinding, maybe I will just start it out. A lot of these characters are higher levels than the last time I attempted it with, and having that save point right there gives me a good like region to grind up from, where I don't have to listen to the alarm wailing. Fuck you, Chocobo. I haven't attempted to fight one of these, don't know if it's a good idea. We're gonna do it. And as you see, those ones that are marked on the overworld are supposed to be significantly
About me.
stronger. Probably not the best idea, those things. Let's even see... yeah. No, question mark, question mark, question mark. And they killed my entire party. We're going back. Region. So, clearly, Final Fantasy Zero is going to have a lot of coming back to areas and stuff, because there's clearly things that you are not, with any intention, able to fight right off the bat. They're just very strong, difficult mobs in place, and even at the start of the game you have a difficulty level that you can assign that makes everything minimum level 30. I am impressed with those who play on that setting, honestly, because you're in for a rough ride with that. Let's see, I sort of like the overworld, map. It, definitely is just a fun area to play in. Or, it's not exactly what I mean, I don't think. You know what, I honestly don't know. But seeing that first strike was the whole status effect, and the kill strikes were just on every single mob was pretty interesting. Don't know how to make that reoccur. Probably something I should get to figuring out. Yeah, level 14.
It's up to you now.
I got this.
I'm gonna retreat. Although I guess now with characters at level 16 and such, I shouldn't be too worried. Basically, you're gonna want to put every single member of your party in your reserve force. There really is no reason not to. They aren't able to be used in the mission if they're not within your reserve force. And that means you have a
The initial
lower
phase
point
of
at which you
Dominion's
fail the mission. I don't know if there's any
campaign
downsides
saw a string of
for unlocks that
successes
can't be
thanks to
achieved
Concordia's aerial support
by
and
having
highly
everyone in your
effective
reserves,
ghost
but
operations of the Cadet Auxiliary
for my first
Forces.
playthrough, or for anyone's first playthrough, I definitely
With mounting
recommend
defeats,
having
the
everyone
Imperial Army
in your
was forced to pull back.
party.
Even in
Also, this
Tolerant,
is sort of what I was
to
talking
where
about with
Class
the
Zero
Armored
was
Core
deployed,
style
Imperial
storytelling.
troops were
I guess
gradually
Valkyrie
beginning
Arms
to
did it as
withdraw.
well. But it is definitely very much so a military drama right now at this stage in the game.
Zero. Commencing maneuvers.
The main army is being deployed from
Sinke is a sort of interesting character. She has this heavy mace. Feels like a Monster Hunter-esque
Draw enemy fire.
with a lot of stagger. Just all around
Operation.
defeat the Imperial leader. Yep. Well, okay, so these are the things where if you accept it and fail, your leader dies. However, if you leave the zone, the SOs are cancelled, making it not quite as brutal as it would seem to be. But I mean, they are still a very much risk and reward system.
All right, I'm here.
Black Zero has breached the gates. Companies 336 and 756.
This is actually going fairly well. These characters usually are much more at risk of dying at this point. These SP units are sort of companions that gain that currency that I was talking about that you can spend for reputation gear. You just have to keep them alive, which isn't usually that hard because they are scaled to the level of the mission and they fight about as well as your other party members.
Battle Formation 1!
Kusabi! Code 90! They've breached the gate!
Reporting for duty.
The Guardian! Company 793, respond! 793, come in!
And the reserves are all based around the other members of Class Zero. They can't even be the same ones that you are playing.
Emergency transmission.
I don't know what I
We've
did
lost
wrong.
contact with Company 793 in the west. Units
Okay.
taking the stronghold. Proceed with caution.
Huh? I think we're locked
One.
in.
Security
Two.
systems have activated.
3.
They're programmed to attack intruders. Currently, that would be us. Attempting to disable the energy wall. Stand by until we succeed.
Yeah, that segment is a challenge. But okay, losing only Sinke at this point is pretty good.
How did they make it this far?
Launching support.
And so there's like a lot going on in the battle. You keep getting those requests. You have your support companions, and just a whole lot, really, honestly, going along. That keeps you on your toes. Things like these commanders also, if you kill them first before you've killed the other mobs, give you a bonus of getting items from the other mobs because they surrender. So there is that sort of risk and reward system going on as well. There's a whole lot of that balancing act going on in Type 0, I've noticed. And it makes it a lot of fun. It makes it a lot more interesting than just the typical Dynasty Warriors-esque gameplay that it sort of feels like it is. Maybe just because the way the maps are segmented out and that it's a very specific goal that you have to be doing at any point. All of that sort of adds to that feel. Don't know if that's what they were going for, really, but I mean, it would make sense considering the military background of this game and comparing that to the style of Dynasty Warriors. We're just gonna get her out of the way. I'm not a fan of this character, as I've already said. And I don't want to rely on her towards the end of this mission. So I'm gonna just play her and see what happens. Cure is interesting. It's a charged ability. But it is fairly powerful healing. You don't have a whole lot of healing items. And I don't think you regain health after combat encounters. So you do have to sort of keep that in check and be prepared. Just like running him through with the sword.
Alright, I'm here.
Robots. I also like sort of that World War II feel, like going back to Valkyrie Chronicles, that all, or Steel Battalion, honestly.
They don't call them demons.
I think that's what I'm thinking of. That these MAs, machine armor, I think is what it stands for, military armor, feel that they have in their design and their just overall appearance. Honestly, it's a interesting change from that sort of high-tech science fantasy that we have had going on with the last couple of Final Fantasies, and does sort of manage to translate why everyone's using swords and stuff a little bit better than previous ones. Everyone has sort of slow, sluggish, not quite rapid fire weapons and stuff like that. I'm going to save right here, which is also important. Which one's which? We'll save over this, yes. Oh. not exactly what I wanted to do. I may have to go back to Academia due to that one.
No, I can still. Surround them!
But yeah, this is going a whole lot better, killing them all, leaving dead bodies in the hallway, as opposed to being killed and I being the dead bodies in the hallway. Just the amount of like difference that having an idea of how the mission goes and what you need to do to succeed matters a lot.
This'll be easy. Don't even try.
Pathetic.
Trey uses longbow. He's a good one for this fight in particular with his dynamite arrow ability. I like to put a few dynamite arrows in on this commander and done. Not really too worried. I think the only particularly useful member of my party that's died is Deucen
The main army
Ace.
will now pursue the remaining Imperial forces.
And I have
You,
a pretty solid
what
party
happened? Where's Han?
left
Where
with
did that
Trey,
transmission
King,
come?
Machinima, Rims, good. All of these people are pretty good. This is pretty cool. Definitely ups the Armored Core feel that we have going on with pretty much something I think that is actually directly out of Armored Core cutscene. And then we're starting to get into a little bit crazier of the MAs. There was an MA similar at the very start of the game, but it didn't even move from the ground. So